Alright. Give folks a few more minutes. So what's been going on, folks?
What's happening?
Oh, man. It's a pretty good week.
Hey, Glenda.
Hey, how you doing?
I missed the notification Skype call. My bad.
No problem. While we're waiting on everyone to get in here, starting in March, I'm going to do this like every week. I haven't picked a date because I'm creating a calendar now. Get back to this. There's going to be more stuff. I'll kind of hold off on some of the other announcements until after 6, and then I'll just let it rip. But I will say on the blogging, I still want you to continue to create content. I've talked to some people, and the thing is with a blog, the content is just kind of like great content is the price of admission, but it's the networking that will get you views and subscribers. You can have an awesome blog, and it can be on the internet, and the content can be 1,000% on point, and no one to find it. Because there's so much noise out there. So, we're going to take a little different approach to the blogging. But, because you still got to write. Because the thing is, it's good because it helps you shape your thoughts. It helps you think. But, and also, I'm going to do more blocks. Like a block of, like some things on the development list. I may even do a whole month on, it's almost 6 o'clock. I don't want to get too far ahead. Wait a few more seconds.
I just get college kids to do it all for me for free.
Well, I like writing, so, I never even looked at it like that. But college kids are hungry. They'll do anything for a cheeseburger, man. So
there's so many sites out there and so many things to do.
It's crazy. It's totally crazy. All the opportunities. It's 6 o'clock. Bam, we can rock it to it. Yeah, it's totally crazy on everything that you can do out there, and you just get to kind of pick something because, put out the email. I'm gonna do my own reality show, and let me give you the breakdown. This will be no production company. I'm just gonna do it myself. Once I get the concept totally hunned, I'm gonna do a Kickstarter project, and without releasing too many details, it's going to be about resale, and it just won't be limited to storage auctions because there's a whole segment of people out there that these TV shows, man, somebody fell and went boom. There's a whole segment of people out there these TV shows don't even talk to. They're not even, it's just like they're just so stuck on the most obscene or showing a little TNA because, I actually only have like basic cable. Let's see. Somebody. Hey, let's do this. Everybody that can hear me, just mute your mic until you have a question, and I think that'll help with some of the feedback. Because somebody just has a real bad connection or something.
Yep.
And they're still, let's see, and I don't know who it is. That's the problem.
I'm doing my own TV show on a couple of channels too, actually.
Yeah, okay, cool. They got it. Yeah, if you got a question, just unmute yourself and ask. It's just to keep the background and the dogs, the wife, the TV and stuff out of it. But definitely, yeah, I will tell you what prompted me to do this. It was my whole experience with production companies because they treat you like an idiot. I remember a producer told me, "You're just a talent. Don't ask those kind of questions." Because I was like, how much is the budget? How much does a show cost? And it's like no one wanted to tell me, and I finally got the information out of them. But if you're coming at the production company as just talent, you are really getting the short end of the stick because you look at Storage Wars, and I think they make $600,000 a season now. That show makes tens of millions per month. So there's 5 of them on there, and so 5 times, yeah, get that. So essentially, 1 month pays their salaries and cast off a profit. 1 month. This show probably makes, seriously, 40, 50 million, if not more. And they're getting 3 million. So, and this is something else that no one really talks about. Dan Dotson and his wife Laura, and I'm not hating, I'm actually trying to be like them, they created that show. So they get 2 checks, and their check's bigger than all of the other cast members combined. And that's the power of creating. Yeah, that's the power of creating your own stuff. So I'm completely out of options. All my contractual obligations and stuff are up, so I can do my own thing. And pretty much in March, I'm going to be pushing that hard because the cool thing is it's going to be fun. And I'm going to be reaching inside my tribe because I just look at all the crazy stuff that happened to me when I was in the resale business. And it would make, some of the stuff that happened on Saturdays, it would make awesome freaking television. No setting up or propping or staging, nothing. People are just crazy. So that's coming. I made a decision with everything that's going on. It's just not, because I'm not going to be able to do the Hustler Mindset meetup, conference or webinar. That's just, not convention. Call it the Hustler Mindset Convention. That's not going to happen this year because there's too much going on. And if I try to shoehorn it in there, it's going to come up really jacked up. So I'm not going to do it. However, if you are local, I am going to start some mastermind groups locally. So that's something else that's going to kick off probably end of March, beginning of April, somewhere in there. Also, speaking of mastermind groups, I want to do this, like I said, every week. And there are people on different tiers of experience. So I'm going to try to start lumping up, everyone that's full-time, try to lump them up together. Everyone that's part-time, lump them up together. So people are getting the information that they should get based on where they are. And it's just going to be more helpful. So that's happening. What else is happening? Yeah. Somebody get that phone. I know somebody wants, cool. One of my clients, his name is Mark Thompson. He was like one of the first people that bought my book. He and his partner. Now, the thing is, they have money. Okay, they had a lot of money, but they have this huge store in Arizona, unlimited consignment, and they're doing millions a year in sales. He's developed this website that's kind of like the best of eBay and the best of Craigslist, and supposedly without all of the bad stuff. So we're going to get the beta test that. He's still tweaking it out, but once I get the go-ahead from him, I'll just send you the information so you can log in. And the cool thing about his site is it's not naked. Like there's other sites, but there's nothing on it, and they're very small. And it's just it's different because you go to this site, there's stuff on it already. That makes a huge thing because I've tried Rumor, and I've put a few things on there, and I've got some response, but nothing like Craigslist, not even close to Craigslist. I have sold stuff within 40 minutes of putting it on Craigslist. That hasn't happened with Rumor. So we'll see how that goes, and probably be part of the development. New podcast, and this is what I told you about, testing stuff, because, I did the Passive Income Sensei, Storage Auction Shogun. It's going to stay around because I'm just going to put the content I already have on that until the end of the year, and then it's just going to be a standalone site. But American Hustler, that's going to be hot. That's going to be interviews. That's going to be a tie-in to the reality show. And it's going to be about business and hustling. Because I do have some passive income, but my passion's not there because it's just like, just talking to these guys this week, it just got me so zooted because I like to see people doing well. It's just like, damn, this dude, 14 months ago, his wife left him. He was struggling, and he found a way, and I was just really inspired by this guy. So I want to see more stories like that versus, I tried and the shit didn't work out. Also, you guys are included, and anyone that joins the new Hustler Mindset, they'll be included. But I'm putting most of my focus on business development creating, projects and developing stuff because, as Kevin said, there's so much stuff out there. You have kids making 20, 30, 40 grand from their bedroom because they got a website and they're catering to other kids. There are markets out there I didn't even know were out there because, when you get a certain age, you stop looking at certain stuff. You stop listening to certain music, but that stuff makes money. And you don't have to be in it to profit from it, as many executives in corporate America know. So that's what's going on. And for the folks who didn't make it, or folks who got to cut out, I'm going to do an audio of this. I'm recording it now, and I'll just put the audio file up in the Hustler Mindset. So, all right, that's the announcements. It is Q&A. Thursday is another webinar. I haven't set it up, but I'll send out the links. That will kick off Thursday, 9 p.m. until, I would say 10, but they usually go longer. So that's happening Thursday. All right, so anybody got a question? Shoot.
I got a question, but more of a statement than a question.
Do your thing.
Here it is. There are so many things out there that you can't be the best at any of it, unless it's one thing or whatever. I just find talent that is really good. If you're real good at Twitter, I put you on there. If you're really good at making videos, I have got 25 people right now working for me, and all they do is they're really good at this site. They know how to work that site perfect. They know how to get the best views, sales. They know how to generate. They know how to build stuff, link it. Because I have over 50 Gmail accounts alone. And, I have 7 Etsy accounts, and they're like for books, for manuals, for this, that, and another. But the videos and stuff out there, do you know the guys doing parodies make more than the people they're doing parodies of?
Yep.
They sell T-shirts, they sell mugs, they sell their song, they sell their videos. They even sell that artist's video because they link it up through iTunes, and they make a percentage of the sale of Justin Bieber's apps.
Now check this out, and you make a good point, because I noticed that some people who are doing parodies and covers have more YouTube views than the original artist.
Correct. Dave.
So, I think it was that The Walking Dead or something that did that parody. It's just, the opportunity is staggering. Just put it that way. You just got to kind of pick where you want to invest your energy.
Well, what's blowing my mind with it is this. You have kids that get 50,000 views on a video, and the video is basically
bullshit.
Yeah, it's like a 10-year-old saying 10 ways not to get slapped in my house.
All right, I'm going to tell you that because that bugged the hell out of me, but I finally figured it out. In the beginning, with YouTube, there was only MySpace. Facebook wasn't really on. And all these kids went to MySpace, and one guy would put up a video, and they would spread it through MySpace. If you're 15 years old, hey, could y'all mute the lights? Okay, somebody's having a party. I want some. Essentially, the big thing that's getting a lot of these kids' views is Tumblr. Every kid wants to be a Tumblr star, because if you have a popular Tumblr blog, these kids spread it from high school to high school. So if you put up a post and it's really hot, you've got not one high school, but maybe 30 high schools clicking on it, then going to your video. That's why these kids are, because I'm looking, because there's this one chick, her name is Trish Playtas. Yep. She is just this walking disaster. And she gets hate on her videos, but she puts one up talking about, I pinched my nipple. I guarantee it's going to have 30 to 50,000 views before the end of the week. And she's not talking about anything. But, she's blonde and she has big boobs. And, and it's a lot of these views are driven by kids. And if you have a business channel, it could depress you if you don't know what's going on. Because, you put up this really tight business video, you spend a week on it, and then you get 200 views in a month. And you're like, what the hell? The business community isn't going to get the same juice as somebody walking in the door and tripping and breaking his nose. That video would get spread. Because I tested it on Facebook. Like if I put up an article, like I put up one about TechCrunch on my Facebook page, and not too many people looked at it. Then I put up one where I think this guy fell, and it started like this 30 comment thread. People like bullshit. And that's one of the things with the American Hustler show. Part of that concept is I'm just going to do the finds and show nice stuff. And then the business side, I'm not even putting that out. That'll be here in the Hustler mindset and behind the paywall for those who care. I won't even put it out there because, these TV shows don't. The big thing they teach is that this particular item has some worth. They don't teach you how to market. They don't teach you how to sell. They don't teach you how to find customers. The real stuff that makes your business, they aren't not even close to it. So with YouTube, if you start a channel, you have to realize that if you're talking about business, you're only going to get a certain audience. But I got one of my first consulting clients from a video that only had 300 views. So you can still make money. It's just about getting your stuff targeted. But I see someone else has a question. Go ahead. There was somebody else. I heard something. They popped up.
It's probably me again because I think it's sad that, you got videos teaching people how to make money and they don't get 20 views, but you got somebody that blows a booger on the screen and it gets 10 million views.
Well, I'm going to tell you, that shows you where many people's priorities are. That just shows you. Because the thing is, this is another thing that's going on. Like, if you remember in 2009, 2010, there was a ton of people, more like 2001, there was a ton of people making storage auction videos. I did a search the other night. 75% of those cats are gone. And right now we have this thing with pickers, and everyone's doing this stuff, and they're doing videos, and they're making videos 5-6 times a week. And I'm just sitting here laughing. I was like, you're going to hit an information gap. You're going to hit this point where you don't have enough information. You've talked about everything you know, and they're going to disappear. I say 6 months, you're going to see a total shakeout of that community because it's fun making videos. In the beginning it wasn't fun for me, but it's fun now. And it gets you noticed because yesterday I was in this restaurant and this girl kept staring at me, and she wasn't staring at me because she thought I was attractive. She was staring at me like, I know that guy, but she just couldn't place it. She kept looking, and she poked the guy she was with, and I was just cracking up because she's like, I've seen him somewhere, but I don't know where. And you get that, and I don't even call it fame. I call it you're noticed because it's really not fame. Fame to me is Tom Cruise, Denzel Washington, Mariah Carey. That's fame. What I have, that's just being noticed. But the thing with YouTube is it can lead to a lot of opportunities, whether you're making money from AdSense or not. Because I know several people, their video channels may not have a lot of views, but they did something unique. They got commercials. And if you can get a commercial, and I'm going to tell you, if you're on a commercial and you're only in there for 5 seconds, that's going to be about 25 to 35 grand. And if they renew that commercial, you'll get that same amount again. I know 6 people who got that deal, and their YouTube channels aren't like blowing up, but they did something remarkable, and they got put on, and they came on the radar. Because the thing is, all of these companies are looking for somebody to do something. That's why I say, whatever you want to do, whatever your favorite hobby is, I don't care if it's scrapbooking, do it and do it well, because there are people looking for that stuff. I mean, it's amazing. And that's
scrapbook is big on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, there's a chick, she did this podcast. She makes 6 figures from her scrapbooking business. She said it took her about 4 years, but if you think about it, I don't even know the number anymore, but I'm going to say 92% of the people in this country don't make 6 figures. So to get to that level, and if you can stay there for 10 years and invest your money right, you can really set yourself up pretty nicely. All right, so who's got a question? Shoot. Just unmute your mic and ask.
Well, I don't hear anybody, so I'm going to say something again. I'm going to do a show because when I had a YouTube channel, all I did, and I still have one, all I did was rant and rave about how they're doing storage units wrong, how they're doing ghost hunting wrong, how they're doing, cryptozoology stuff wrong. I'm putting adventure hunters together. It's going to be a site on one of the TV channels on the internet, and I'm going to go out with $100,000 worth of gear and use every bit of it and do an investigation for weeks at a time. And I've got video crews. I've got people that are going to go with me, and I'm going all over the country and all over the world, and I'm going to try to make an impact doing something that's what I enjoy.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. That's why I'm doing this show, because I'm doing it my way. And if it wins, great. If it doesn't, great. At least I can say I tried. Now, I see some people have some issues because I got some questions. This one's from Javier. Glendon, you think to open the Ustream channel and show all your videos there. Okay. Ustream, Blog TV, Blip. There are so many video sites, but none of them come even close to YouTube. And this is the thing I learned. Like, take with Amazon. There's other sites that you can sell your books on. But and this is something else, and I've actually pulled way back from pushing my books and stuff on Amazon and Kindle, because the way that and it's just business, it ain't personal. It's just, once you go into the Amazon machine, they're going to do whatever with your information that's best for Amazon. And I saw some things I didn't like, and they weren't beneficial for me, so I pulled back. And that's what I'm saying about these other channels, because like this, with the hustler mindset, I've got my own video platform. And I'll give you an example. I do about anywhere from 90,000 views to 115,000 views per month on YouTube. If I had my own channel with half those views, half, that I could verify, I could sell advertising in those videos for about $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And I get maybe a fourth of that from YouTube. So just having your own platform in the future is going to open up a ton of opportunities. And that's why I'm not in all these other places, because there's, I think, Gary Vaynerchuk, be everywhere, doing everything. This is my take on social media from 8 months of really jumping into it. Social media and exposure without context and engagement is bullshit. It's just like, it means nothing. Yeah, you're everywhere. People know you're everywhere. But without a plan, you're going to burn out and go crazy. So if you got a question and your mic's not working, you can just type it in like Javier did. Because there's some other people. Because I see people here, but nobody said anything.
Well, I have a question.
Shoot.
I don't understand how it is so hard to make money outside of a job. What I mean by that is government auctions. I roughly right now I'm spending $10,000 a month on government auctions. And I'm getting anywhere between $125,000 and $150,000 return after all bills are paid and even taking my taxes out.
All right, I can answer that one real easy. That there was a survey. The average American doesn't have $2,000 cash to their name. And if they had 30 days to raise it, more than half couldn't do it. So it's a capital problem. Because, if you gave someone, just say 10 grand, in the right business education, they could support themselves just reselling if they had that kind of capital base. But most people have never seen that kind of cash. Here's a comment from Corey. Debt and fear keeps people from doing it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
and
if you have these items, like before you even buy them in the auction, you can just go to Google and say, who buys Nortel networking? And you will come up with a list of companies, and all you have to do is call them, talk to a purchasing agent.
Kevin. How long have you been self-employed?
Since 13.
Okay. Understand. Most people, and a lot of people who are making that leap, it's a scary, scary thing. I mean, in 1997, I was there. I was the same kind of person. Get a good job. You need extra money. Get 2 or 3 part-time jobs. That was my whole mindset. And I always wondered why I was poor. And I was always a hustler because I always had like 2 or 3 jobs. But one day I just kind of woke up. And I've seen this in my neighborhood. Good men that worked hard their whole lives. And when they died, they didn't have nothing.
That's right.
They had nothing. And I was heading there. Then one day, that year I got laid off 3 times. It just woke my ass up. Who knows if I had kept on getting good jobs and, just keep, But I was there, and that's why this whole thing's called the hustler mindset. The biggest journey is that middle one, because I spend most of my time listening to other people. Like there's this guy, Robert Hirsch or Hitch. The guy's 21 years old. He drives a Lamborghini. He's got this YouTube channel. And he created an internet business that enabled him to buy multiple high-end cars at 21. He started at 18. And that's just the power of the internet, because no one's told him he couldn't do it. And also, his family is wealthy, so he had, I think he had a push, but, I think he's doing it on his own. But it's exposure. I live in a neighborhood where you go around the corner, there's a chess school, and there's an international music school. And these places have been open forever, because I used to work over here when I worked in Northside. And you just got to look at the exposure level. When I go to restaurants around here, I hear people talking about business deals. I don't hear stuff like, hey, the Hawks did it. I don't hear that shit. I hear business deals. I hear like, oh, yeah, I've got X amount of dollars in this fund, so hopefully the interest will pay for the kids' college. I'm hearing those kind of conversations. And you got to get away from regular conversations. But it's a big, big fear, because this is going to be next month's book. There's already Drive by Daniel Pink, but next month I'm going to do a better job of that. And it's called A Growth Mindset. I'm listening to it on the audiobook right now, and I felt like I came home, because I had the good benefit of being in Hawaii and listening to some Asian people. I had some Asian neighbors, and they used to, I remember this guy, he would tell his son, it's like, if you're not smart, you can get smart. There was no, if you're not born a genius, then you're just, it's a wrap. No, it's just like you work up to it. And I went to the University of Charlotte when I was in school, and it was like 85% Asian, and they just worked. They studied. The school didn't even have, I think they had the basketball team. That was about it. But the growth mindset is about, forget how old you are, forget where you started. You can train yourself to be smarter, and this is something else. And I learned this with super learning. You can increase your IQ. And many people think, oh, your IQ is what it is, and once you're a certain age, no, it's not true. I didn't have this memory that I have early in life. It came later. There's just so many things that I've learned, and the thing is, you push and you grow, you will push your brain, and you can get this stuff, and a lot of people are afraid to try, because if you try and you fall down, it looks bad. So they would rather be mediocre than to try and fail and look bad, because if you don't try, you don't fail, and therefore you don't look bad. I know it sounds crazy, but that's a lot of people. So that's it. I mean, I put out in the video, I didn't share it with y'all because y'all don't need to see it, but I moved on from, it's more of a focus on, full-time people, because when I talk to a guy that has his own business and I give him this information, it's like, yes, yes, yes. I get emails from people that are 18 paragraphs long, and they want me to take 2 hours to answer that stuff. I can't do it. I would literally spend 12 hours a day answering emails and get nothing done. So I'm kind of moving to more people like you, and just, really, really work on some stuff. Oh, something else I was going to say. As I do this thing with the show, I'm going to bring you along for the ride. I'm going to tell you how much it cost. I'm going to tell you all of the trials and the tribulations. Because the thing is, when I was sitting in front of these production companies, or on a conference call, or when I went to a meeting, nobody tells you nothing. You're just in there. They all know what the deal is, but you have no clue. I lost $50,000 last year dealing with one of these companies, because they sent me this thing. It's like, hey, the budget's tight. And come to find out, the budget wasn't tight. They just wanted me out so they can make more money. And I'll never do business with them again, because, I took them at their word. But it's a $50,000 learning experience. That's how they are. That's why I'm not even approaching, because one of the person's like, yeah, put it out there and pitch it. I'm not putting together a pitch reel. I don't even care, because, see, this is the power of the internet. You can create your own thing, and you don't need them. And I don't need to have millions of views. I don't know where this show is going to go, because I'm mentally not putting any limits on it. But I know if I got the same level of views that I'm getting on YouTube with a sponsorship, that's $150,000 to $200,000 for that show. And I'm talking about 30 episodes. That's it. And then I can go ahead, and if the episodes are a hit, go ahead and sell that same sponsorship game for about 3 or 4 years. So to me, that's a success, and it's worth doing. It could be bigger, it could be smaller. I don't care because I'm looking forward to it. But that's the thing. Anyone else have any questions? Like I said, if you can't get in on your mic or you're having problems, just type it in.
I had a question for Kevin about the government auctions.
Shoot.
Yeah, I've been looking at those too, but I mean, most of the stuff I see is out of state.
Who gives a shit?
All right.
For $100,000, I'll fucking go to Taipei.
All right. I mean, this stuff isn't exactly that. The stuff I've seen isn't exactly that much of a profit in it, though. Talking maybe a few $100s.
Because you're not looking at the right stuff.
Well, I'm looking at GSA. I'm also looking basically at, what I see is like the electronics, the cars. Well, the cars I really don't bother with because those tend to go a lot more than what they're worth. Or they don't go for more than what they're worth, but it seems like they're
going for pallet. You're going for pallet loads of electronics.
Pallet loads of electronics. Okay.
You're going for medical equipment. You're going for scrap steel, copper, aluminum. You're going for that.
Okay.
Some months I do 400,000.
Do you just do it like from the GSA website or?
On free government online auctions.com. There's like government auctions, government liquidations. There's Lone Star Auctions, which is out of Austin or out of Texas. And then you can do, like if you're up in Michigan and everything like that, you can buy at RepoCast. They have a lot of stuff up north.
Yeah.
And where are you in the country? Because, I don't know where people are.
Oh, I'm in Arkansas.
Well, I know you're in Arkansas. I mean, Dave.
I'm down here in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good. I'm going down to Panama pretty soon to start a lot of stuff down there.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Good information. Hey, anyone else got another question?
But Glendon, it blows my mind, and you don't have to have $10,000. I got out of the storage auctions just because of the fact there was money there, and I could keep a crew doing it easily. But I didn't like to have all the things that I didn't want. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to round up the roaches. You got to be able to sell everything. And it was just like, you know what? I don't want to sell knickknacks. I don't want to do that. Is there anything easier? And then you go online, you're like, well, crap. Here's 35 laptops that are going for $400 that even on eBay I could flip and make $4,000 on them in an hour. Blowing them out cheaper than everybody else that buy it now. And I've just switched to that. But the internet,
I totally get that. And the thing is that kind of blows my mind that you could go from one website and find inventory, then flip it on another one for 5 to 10 times more than what you paid for it. But the thing that you're kind of missing is, because, I kind of know that journey of going from having a job or two to having my own thing. And it was not an easy journey, man. It was that 3-year period where it was rocky as hell. And you got that going on. And also, if you got a family and you got a wife or a husband that is not into it, woo! You got the devil in your bed because they're like, hey, this is not working. The money's not coming in. Yeah, I know you got these ideas. You listen to that guy on YouTube, whatever. We need some money or you need to go get another job because fear is, it's the thing that Corey said. Debt. I mean, debt, this is one of the reasons that I go off on the degree thing. I think all knowledge is important. If you can get knowledge, you're better off without it. But when you're paying 25, and when you really look at the numbers, it's actually 50 to 75 if you take forever to pay it off. Or if you come out of school with 60,000, we're talking about 120, 150. That kind of debt at an early age impacts every move you make for the rest of your life.
Yep.
It cuts your ratios on the house you can get. It cuts your ratios on the type of car you can buy. And taxes are going up.
Yes.
they're going. I don't care who was in office, Obama, Mitt Romney. Taxes going up because for the simple reason they have to. They have to go up, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing the Roth thing while I can, because there's other stuff, but the whole deal is debt is killing people's dreams, because that's why they changed the laws. You just can't file bankruptcy. Like it used to be, you filed 7, you were done. You were out of it. People treated you crazy for, I guess, 2 or 3 years, and you get credit again. Now, if you have a job and you run into trouble, you cannot file a 7. They're going to make you do a 13. And it's like, and then if you don't make those payments, then it's going to get dismissed. Then it's like you have a dismissed bankruptcy. Then all those creditors can come right back after your ass after bankruptcy. I mean, this seriously could mess you up for a couple of decades if you're not careful. So that's one of the reasons that I'm like, really, if you're going to school, go to the cheapest school as you can, get your degree, and let's see. I'll let that go. But yeah, got rid of that. That's the whole reason I'm on that, because the educational system hasn't moved forward with the world. When I can go on YouTube and read some blogs, buy some books, spend maybe currently $2,000 going to conferences, and learn enough skills to create a 6-figure income. And there are people who went into school before I started this new business, Conundrum Publishing, who were just about to graduate. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. I didn't know how to do this stuff. I'm still learning. I still make mistakes. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. But I wanted to learn. And if I can do that, and there's someone in school, and they're got to get out, and they're not going to find a job, and they've got all that debt, that's a scary thing, because it just drags us all down, because you've got bright people who can't really contribute to the economy the way that they really could, because they're so encumbered with debt. I mean, $400, $600, $800, $1,000 a month student loan payment. If you're making 50, that's killer. Any one of those amounts. You making 100, it's not as daunting, but still, it's you feel it. So that's enough of my rant. Any more questions?
No, I'm fixing to have to go, but I was going to let you know you're in my head all the time. So that's one of the reasons I have made a huge move to, I'm on 50 websites now, trying to figure out how to blog on them, getting groups together on blogging on them, making money off of them, putting videos, contents on them, everything. Because your thing is, you got to get it out there.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, a good part of my income came from consulting and TV things, and if I hadn't did the YouTube channel, those guys would never found me. They never would have found me. So, it's some lumps of stuff, and there's some crazy stuff that happens. But I love YouTube, and, I love that I met all these you people. I mean, seriously, that's where you guys came from. So it was really, really cool. All right, man. Let's see. I'm going to let you go. Anybody else has a question?
Glendon?
Shoot.
Hi, this is April. You might have already mentioned this. I came in a little late. But are you going to be talking about the process of podcasting and how you go about that?
Yes. I'm going to go hard and heavy, because I'm going to do a big conversion. And, just real simple. The thing is, you need a different hosting site, which is cheap. And the microphone, you can get the cheapest one you can get in with is probably going to be $70. You can do a USB. I will do. That's going to be one of the whole things in the hustle mindset, because I'm going to do that whole thing, because I'm getting ready to. The Storage Auction Shogun podcast is still going to go on, because there's stuff to talk to about that. But the American Hustler, that's going to be the main baby, because that's where all my energy is going to go in terms of podcasting. But the big thing is the sound. And that's where you need a mic. If you have Windows, you can download Audacity for free, and you just need a microphone. That's it. And a place to host, because it's going to be big. And actually, podcasting is right next to YouTube in terms of getting exposure. It's right behind YouTube. Because when I got into the business of podcasting, I found a whole new world. There are people out there making anywhere from $2,000 a month from their podcast show up to millions. So I'm definitely going to do that, and give you the nuts and bolts. Because the big thing is the technical part. And there's some people that get super technical and they're doing a lot. Because when you do a YouTube video, the biggest part of that video in terms of data weight is the audio. Because I made a mistake and I screwed up and I didn't put the audio in the video, and I put up the YouTube and there was no audio, and it was only like 400 and something megabytes. I put the audio on, that sucker went up to a gig. Fully half the video was audio. So it's a huge, huge part of that. But we'll definitely talk about that a lot.
Great, thanks.
Any more questions? If anyone can hear me?
I'm good.
All right. You're good. Anyone has a question? Anyone? Because let's see. Like I said, I'm recording this, and this is just going to be audio, and we're at the 41-minute mark. So if there are no more questions and you want to go enjoy the rest of your lovely Sunday evening, I totally get it. There will be another webinar. We'll see in the link that will be kicking off Thursday, the 28th. The audio book for Craigslist drops and some more stuff. So that's how the week's going to go. And there will be a lot more content going into the hustle mindset this week. Some other stuff. Because if you have a question, and it's a good question, just send it to me at glendon@storageauctionshogun.com, or you can go to the messaging center on that same blog. And if it's like something I think a lot of people want, I'll just do a special video on that. If that's cool. All right. You folks have a great evening, and I will talk to you later.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Appreciate it.